So it's simply using brown paper bags. Tear it to small pieces and try to fill up your container. No? So this is my container. By the way, class, this is an example of paper pulp. No? So as you can see, pag paper pulp ginamit natin, kayang-kaya niya yung mga smallest details. No? So, yung detail nito, minor pa yan. No? As, compared to what you can do on a detailed paper pulp model. But this one is a solid model, no? Gagawin natin medyo hollow, 5mm lang. Tapos we could still use it as a mask. Pero ang drying time ng paper pulp, guys, matagal. So I'm just going to put it directly on my jar and hoping that the consistency or the rather content is enough for a single mask. Well, anyway, kung tapusin ka, pwede ka pa naman gumawa ulit. Quite large. So this is just about 3 pieces of brown bag material. 3 sheets of brown bag material. So, okay, got it filled. I'm going to get some water. So I'm using this as a sifter, no? But you could also use a rag or a cloth. No? So you could take out the pulp and segregate water from the pulp, no? Later on. I'm just using this is from my aquarium, no? But you can use any other cloth material. So at least 1 inch below the mouth or the rim. simply blend it. Okay. So I must simply segregate the pulp from the water and try to squeeze out all the excess water from the pulp. No? Para pure pulp lang talaga yung nasa iyo. As I've said, you could use cloth, no? As well. Pag hindi mo na squeeze out yan of all the water, matagal matutuyo yung ano mo, yung paper pulp mo. So yan, pinipiga ako, class. Trying to squeeze out all the water content. As I've said, class, earlier, kung kapusin ka ng mixture mo, gawa ka lang ulit. Okay naman mag-layer. But I think this is quite sufficient. I'm going to send you a link on the industrial process of paper pulp production later. Para makita niyo yung industrial type ng production system. But this is how we make prototypes or well, paper pulp is actually also a backyard business in the countryside. Ito sa atin, no? So you don't really need those industrial machineries to produce paper pulp. So yung gumagawa ng mga packaging, packaging na for electronics, for well, this is quite popular in the countryside in the production of egg crates, di ba? Yung paper pulp. Karamihan ng egg crates. Pero ngayon, it's more popularly known or more popularly used in the packaging industry as substitute to plastic or styrofoam. So that's pulp right now, class. No? I've already squeezed out most of the water content. Then I'm going to mix this with glue. Yung percentage ng glue natin, mga 70-30. No? 70% glue. Or rather, full glue instead. No? Yung 70-30 pala sa paper mache. So we're just going to mix this with glue later on. So wala na siyang water. Glass. Next. To mix it with glue. Okay. Going to mix it with white glue. Plus, in the industry, in the paper pulp industry, sometimes they also mix that with plaster of Paris, no? That is to get the details, no? So ito, plus itong isang sample na to, meron tong plaster of Paris. Now, we don't have to worry about the segregation of plaster and paper. Kasi pag ito, ni-recycle mo, yung plaster of Paris, since it's much heavier, nasa ilalim siya ng tubig. Tapos yung paper pulp nasa ibabaw lang. So you could still reuse pulps like this with mixed with the plaster of Paris. No? So we're just going to mix this with glue. The same thing with glue. Kasi pagka yung glue, ni-recycle natin to ulit, itong paper pulp na to, nagdi-dilute lang naman yung glue in water eh, no? So you could still segregate pulp. So the amount of glue, mga 20% lang plus, no? 15 to 20%. Depending on the quantity. So, yung glue dito, guys, ito yung ginamit kong binding material. We're just going to mimic what was being used in the industry. Pero sa industry, pag ginamit nila yan, pagka industrial production, iba yung binding material nila. It's a special mix. Pero sa atin, plus, since we're just going to do small batch or models, then pwede na yung Elmer's glue or white glue. Then you just have to mix it thoroughly. And after this class, pagka na-mix mo na to, this is it. You could use this for your mold. Diretso na to class. So you just have to mix it thoroughly. Make sure all parts of the pulp have its share of glue. And you can use this directly on your mold. If you have small amount of plaster, ano yung mixture mo? Sa ganitong content class, mga 2 to 3 spoon lang of plaster. So it's not more than 10%. You want to use plaster para makuha lahat ng detail ng model mo. Actually, class, in sheet making, in handmade paper sheets, no? Yung paper pulp mismo, hindi na nila nilalagyan ng bonding agent. Wala na yung glue. Direkta na. Once you sift it, you could use that for making of handmade paper. But since we are making three-dimensional models, kailangan natin ng glue as a binding material. I'm trying to break down the pieces, making sure that every bits of those paper pulp have glue in it. Pag may lump kasi na malaki, hindi siya nalalagyan ng glue ng glass. So you have to make sure may glue siya, may glue content. Pag wala ng lumps na malalaki, you can mix it again for final mixture, and then you could use this directly. The procedure, class, nandun yan sa sa under contents natin. Simply must check sa content. May procedure dyan, class. So this is almost entirely mixed. And I could get my mold and proceed with pulping it. So pwede na siya. So I could get my mold now and proceed with the pulp. So this is my plaster mold. You've seen how I produced the negative mold from the video recordings. So I prefer to at least apply some wax on this surface, no? Now in this case, I'm going to use oil. So why do we do that, class? Kasi yung surface nito, or I mean the plaster of Paris itself, class, is water-based. So since water-based din tong ano mo, paper pulp mo, there's a tendency na didikit siya dito sa molde. So what am I going to do? I'm going to apply oil. Well, this is a regular skin oil, no? Or moisturizer. So apply ko lang dyan para meron lang siyang protection. You could use any other oil or wax. You could use petroleum jelly. You could use Vaseline if you want. Pwede rin yung shampoo, class. If you don't have floor wax at home, you could also use shampoo. As long as there is a skin of separation in between. Especially on those edge. No? Yung mga edge na yan, dyan kumakapit eh. Put special attention on those edges. So let it penetrate a little. So that you're not going to lose any details. Even if you have to use wax, well, especially on wax, no? Dapat walang build up ng wax sa details. So make sure it penetrates, class. So nag-penetrate na siya sa surface. Walang build up ng lotion. Now I can use this. Okay, may oil yung kamay ko. Hindi siya didikit pag may oil. Hindi hiwa-hiwala yan. Make sure you have a thin layer, class, no? Thin layer lang, no? And then you use your blow dryer. try to press your paper pulp material onto the mold as much as possible. Para makuha niya siyempre lahat ng details. Make sure there are no empty area, no? So talagang pack siya with paper pulp material. So it's like that, class, no? I'm going to fill this up with paper pulp, then you're done, no? Well, definitely you have to repeat the process 2 times more, no? Para medyo makapal siya. And in each application, class, dapat blow dry mo siya. Make sure you have all the details by pressing it. Pag maluwag yan, pag hindi siya properly press, siyempre wala kang detail. Sa mga layers mamaya, class, hanggang dito yan lalagyan ko sa gilid. For now, details lang muna. So I have to mix another batch. Tapos yung layers ko, no? Class. Kailangan. But you have to make sure that you're able to press everything, no? Every detail on the surface. So I have to do this first. Para sigurado natin, class. Kasi yung first layer, class, yan yung critical. So you have to make sure na covered talaga siya or properly pressed the surface. So yan yung critical part, class. So I have good layers on some parts. Makapal yung ibang parts ko, class. That's why kinapos ako dun sa iba. But no worries, I could still mix another batch. But for the meantime, you have to make sure everything is properly pressed. In industrial production, class, ano to ginagawa to. May positive, may negative. So there's a positive, this is the negative mold. May positive yan, class. Tapos there's an exact amount of paper pulp. Siyempre, computed na yun ng engineers yung amount ng paper pulp. And then they're going to press it. So that's going to create the layers. No? So single ano lang yung injection ng paper pulp. Once pressed, yung both sides niya, so yung part ng positive, makinis. Yung part ng negative, makinis pa din, not like this. Kasi ginawa natin single mold lang, no? Kung may press tayo dito, it's going to define the mold on both parts, no? Whether it's on the front side or the rear side. So you'll notice that on some electronic packaging. Nakikita nyo parang may screen type dito na sa likod, no? You will see the texture of the press. Yun yung nagpe-press sa kanya. And why is it that it's made out of screen? Siyempre, para matanggal din yung tubig, no? Yung excess water. I'm trying to spread the pulp evenly, class, no? Para lahat malagyan. So ideally, class, I should be doing the drying this point, pero kulang ako ng konti, so I will have to mix another batch. Plus, when you're using a paper bag, you have to make sure there are no staple wires, class, ha? Baka ma-mix kayo tapos may staple wire yan. Susugatan kayo sa kamay. So again, another bag. Small pieces, class, para hindi nahihirapan yung yung blender niya. And make sure if you don't have a dedicated blender for your projects, make sure to wash it thoroughly before you use it on food. And yes, class, may mga nagtatanong kasi after using it on paper pulp, pwede daw bang gamitin ulit sa food? Yes, kasi water-based naman yung plastic. Yung pulp naman, hindi naman. Pulp is almost, paper is like 3. Hindi siya non-toxic, class. So, set it aside. Try to make small pieces as much as possible. Okay. Again, water. We're using my water kanina, no? That's So I'm repeating the process and simply blend. So at first, pinapulse ko lang muna siya, no? Para ma-pulp lang muna niya in large pieces. And then I'm going to do it continuously. Pulp it to a bit. Maliliit lang talaga yung okay. Set it aside. Sip it. Strain or drain the water. Second procedure, class, no? Ayan. Again, drain. Na tayo sa camera. Squeeze the water out, drain it. Again, mix it with glue afterwards. So I'm going to do the second layer here. Fashion na to sa second layer. So take note, class. I'm washing all of my equipment as soon as I use it, no? Why? Kasi class, yung paper pulp, pag natuyo sa loob ng ano yan, ng blender mo, mahirap tanggalin yan, class. So you don't want it drying up inside your blender. Again, I'm going to break the pieces. And mix it with glue, white glue. So what happens, class, kung sumobra yung glue mo? It doesn't matter. So, actually, mga 15 to 20% lang naman yan. Pagka sumobra, walang problema. Mas maganda nga yun, mas sticky. Mas mabilis siyang matutuyo. So, if you're going to ask me, sir, paano pagkakulang, matagal lang yung drying time niya. No? Mas malambot yung mixture pag kulang. Pag sobra, doesn't matter, okay lang. But siyempre, class for industrial production, everything is measured. So yun, 15 to 20% na. Depending on the consistency you want. So this should be enough. Wala akong bagong batch ng Pilipinas. So you can also use this wood glue from shell wood, white glue. Or Elmer's glue oil, white glue. Again, you have to make sure that everything is covered with glue by pressing it, by pressing the pulp. So for those who came in late, this is my second mixture right now. Ganun lang, class, oh. You just have to make sure that everything is covered with glue. Now, as on my note, because 6 to 8 hours ang drying time ng pulp, no? Even if you induce it with heat. Why, class? Kasi mas makapal to eh, over the one we did in paper mache. In paper mache, 20 minutes lang tuyo na eh. During our session last week, unfortunately, isa na lang yung estudyante natira. And we were talking, and during the session itself until 2 o'clock, natapos ko na yung chair. No? Yung in-attach ko na picture dyan sa inyo, yung chair. During that session, natanggal ko na yun. But bigla kayo nawala last week class, ha? Buti meron pa ako isang estudyante natira. We were talking. And he was kind enough to stay with me until the recording is finished. Itong ginagawa natin class, yung pulping, itong mashing, may counterpart yan sa industrial production. Yun nga i-attach ko sa video, na link in YouTube. And you would see that most of these actions or gestures that we are doing in the process that we are making, meron niyang industrial means in production. But since we are making prototypes, since we are into making models as industrial designers, hindi tayo gumagawa sa yung design mo pa lang, study mo pa lang, gagawin mo na agad sa industrial production. That's going to cost you a lot. No? That's billions of pesos. Sa industrial design, ginagawa natin, magawa tayong model, no? So that the client can appreciate it with less investment. With the same output, labas ng product, it could be considered as the one for mass production. Walang difference. So this is properly mixed already. And we can continue with the mask. Where's my mask? There. So you notice, magkaiba siya ng kulay. Magkaiba ng kulay yung ano yung ano ko class, yung brown paper bag. So, as soon as I'm done with this first layer, I'm going to use my heat gun and try to dry up the first layer. Why am I doing that class? No? Kasi, pag kumapal yan, mahirap nang tuyuin, no? Yung first layer. So, the reason why we're doing that, syempre, class, para each layer, halos semi-dry na siya. So, in the process, mas mabilis ang drying time niya. So I'm trying to create a thickness on the edge. Kasi most of the time class, yung edge, yan yung pinakamanipis na part. Nanineglect natin. So now I'm trying to complete all the layers in detail. Para sigurado ako class na may thickness na yung unit natin, yung prototype natin. So how do you know? You just have to feel the material. You just have to feel the thickness on the negative mold or the positive mold itself. So again, anong ginagawa ko, class? Pinapakapal ko lang yung gilid. The edge itself. So yung mga pinanipis ko kanina, class, right now, pinadagdagan ko na siya ng layer. Especially the details. So how do you know, class? Pag pinil mo naman na mararamdaman mo yung kapal ng plaster of Paris material. And you would feel na kulang siya sa layer pag masyadong matigas. Like this one, kitang-kita ko pa yung white. So later on, you're going to see how I induce heat in this mold. In industrial production, ganun din yan, class. Hini-heat up din nila yan. Kaya lang, yung ginagamit nila oven. So, yung production ng paper pulp sa kanila, sa industrial production, hindi tumatagal ng 6 to 8 hours yan, class. Seconds lang kasi meron silang oven. Tayo, wala tayong oven. But if you have a dedicated furnace or oven at home, especially intended for crafts, say, iba sa atin, class, unknown to you guys that some of you are sons and daughters of manufacturers already. Especially the ones na nasa ceramic industry, may mga oven yan. Yun, pwede yan, class. May mga oven sa bahay na dedicated for industrial production. So you might ask me, sir, pwede kong gamitin sa oven namin sa ceramics? Yes, pwede yan. Tuyo agad yan. So that's the first layer. Quite satisfied with the form. I think I have enough manipis. try to press down all the pulp material para hindi siya natatanggal pagka dino dryer natin. So that's the first layer, class. So ang gagawin ko dito, I'm going to repeat the process 2 to 3 times more. And then we're done. No? Patuyuin mo na lang siya. But first, I'm going to show you how we dry it, no? Or induce heat in the process. Now, what about this, class? What do we do with this? Titigas to pagka pinabayaan mo on air. No? So ito yung binabalot natin ng plastic, class. Try to make a ball out of it and then wrap it in plastic. Cling wrap, no? Para hindi siya matutuyo agad and you could use it for other layers later on. Don't let it dry, no? Yung pabayaan mo siya in open air. Magda-dry up yan, hindi mo siya magagamit. And since I'm going to use this on the second layer, balot ko siya ng plastic. So it won't dry up. So I'm going to use, just going to get my blow dryer. So syempre, klase matutuyo dito. Since it's a thin layer, mostly nasa taas lang. Now, later on, what I'm going to do, pati itong likod, no? Kasi umiinit din yung plaster eh. So pati yung likod, initan mo, so that the heat would also transfer from the inside. Dito sa likod, pwede kang gumamit ng industrial heater. Yung heat gun nyo, pwede dyan sa likod. Pero wag dito sa paper pulp. No? Sa paper pulp, dapat blow dryer lang. Because you don't want it too dry. No? Pag nag-dry na yan, mahirap kang mag-second layer. So yung drying time nito, by doing this class, yung drying time nito, mas nagiging short, no? Kasi yung first layer, na-dry up mo na konti na lang yung moisture niya. So pag nag-add ka ng second layer, third layer, mas madali na siyang natutuyo. But definitely, you don't want to pull it out, no? Immediately. Let it still dry at 6 to 8 hours overnight, no? Doon mo matatanggal yan. Pero at least, yung drying time niya, mas mabilis na. Dahil ito, semi-dry na to pagka binower natin. So class, it's almost 11. I'm still going to continue on this sample until 2 o'clock, but you have the option to go asynchronously. No? You could work on your projects, you could work on the paper pulp, and I'm just going to continue on doing this process until 2 o'clock. If you have any questions, class, since the class is going to be held asynchronously, you could log in, no? Until 2 o'clock, andito pa ako. Okay, class? So, any questions so far? Questions, class? Buksan natin itong dialogue. And we're going to stop recording. Sandali.